the forest has its own composting system that is already employed very efficiently. So I've been harvesting dirt from there. Actually, technically from the bottom of the driveway where it all sort of just like runs down like a sieve and then piles there. This is not a good example. It's very sticky. But there's some really nice, beautiful, loamy, black deliciousness in there, and that is overpotting the plants. But just know that I love this town. Yum! Look at all that dirt. Look at that moss. Oh my goodness. What's up, dude?
Different wildlife every day here.
I know, it's so cool. And you get to bear witness to the extremely scientific and top secret, precise dirt harvesting method. Thought-provoking, I'm sure. Look at that rain. See, the driveway acts as a sieve. It's so glorious. So right all the particles get washed down here into an easy to scoop pile. Because it turns out the forest already has a composting system that it employs. And all I have to do is be willing to dig it up. And put it in tiny plastic pots. This is my favorite tree on the walk to the park. Which is so much easier to do when it's wet outside. The whole way down. I know what it is about me. I just know that I love this town. Yum! Look at all that dirt. Hi. It is muggy and wet and warm. Kind of feels like Hawaii, actually. So here are some hibiscus, the kind that grow in Hawaii, and they are loving the rain, and there is in fact many of them. That's what these all are. And I am going to put them in larger pots. I am not putting them directly in the ground because even though they're loving the rain and they're gonna have like really pretty blooms, yellow and red, and that right there, that's going to be a big pretty hibiscus bloom that's edible and can be made into tea. But because they are Hawaiian, or technically, I think they're called Chinese hibiscus, but they're also the ones that grow in Hawaii, they can't do, the cicadas have begun. That is because it's like 8 p.m. They can't overwinter in Arkansas. It gets too cold. So they have to be in pots so that we can bring them inside when it gets cold, and then they will live through the winter and they can come outside again in the spring. I think that they just can't freeze. I think they're actually pretty hardy down to like 40 degrees. I made that up, but it might be true. A great place for them would be here on the patio porch when it's fully enclosed and winterized, which is actually a fantastic idea. That should definitely be discussed further. It's very interesting to have a conversation with you when you don't actually get to say anything. I hope that you're getting to garden there, but I don't know if you are. I'm if your garden survived, because I have thought it multiple times, and I hope that the garden is very happy and healthy with all of the rain and flourishing and wonderful. And when you walked in, all of your plants and trees were like, "Oh, Daddy's here!" And I got really excited. Because that would make me happy. And I hope that is what happened. Here, not so much. There's actually quite a few of the garden plants, like food plants, that didn't really survive. The pumpkins in particular, there's like 2 pumpkins deep in the shade that made it, but nothing else really did. Basically all that made it, that is flourishing now, is the cucumbers. Basically just the cucumbers. A couple pumpkins, and that's like it. And then those little watermelons. And otherwise, I have planted more things in those beds. A lot more things, actually. Because 'tis the time to plant the fall garden. And that is what I've been doing. A little bit obsessively. That's okay. It's a healthy obsession. I've decided to just lean in fully. Since there's no people here for me to talk to, as you can tell, because I'm talking to a tiny robot and pretending it's you. Just the cats and the dogs that are in fact here. Surprise! My cats and dogs are here. They're having a great time, but usually I'm just yelling at them because they're doing their own thing, like right now. Aria! She's very small. She thinks she's very large, and she has run off into the woods. Ah, back here. I exaggerated. She really just went around the building. She loves it here, though. So do the goats. So does Claudio, although he's acting a little insecure, which kind of makes me think that there is, big cats in the woods. Because when he's the biggest cat, like in town, he's got no issues. But here, he wants to go wherever I go and stay right with me. And I don't know if it's because he's protecting me, or if it's because he thinks I'm going to protect him, which is kind of silly, buddy. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could actually protect you from anything that is like you but larger, because I am just a bald monkey, and cats are killing machines. Verifiable scientific fact, and anyone who's ever read Calvin and Hobbes would know that. I'm thinking some of these could go in the bigger pots, like how you have these really gorgeous little pairings and arrangements. Maybe I'll do that with a couple, but I don't know, I'm kind of on a roll now, so maybe I'll actually just step them all up and decide later. Yep, okay, let's do that. I don't know what it is about me, I just know that I love this town. Cherry pie, sugar, that's how they go hand in hand. Won't you come around the kitchen, baby, nothing gonna be the same. That percussion you hear in the background is a steady drip coming down the gutter. Today was really interesting. A lot of the thunderstorms we've been having were like intense, thunderous downpours, very dramatic gray skies, orchestra of the gods. And that was happening to the north today, but not here. I could see the clouds, but it was sunny. And then we got rain, but it was like that very glamorous sort of golden hour rain. It's still kind of going on during the sunset, where like there's just big cumulonimbus clouds and then like shafts of golden light, and you can see where the sun is hitting the grass and everything's kind of steaming because it was really hot. It was in the 90s. Oh no. It looked like one of those like old Hollywood painted backdrops. Like what they were going for. Very beautiful, very different than the last few days. We might keep getting rain, at least a little bit, on and off for the rest of the week or two, which is amazing. And also, no excuses. I hope you're enjoying yourself and that you're getting lots of important things done. It is fine. Everything is fine. I am capable of intellectual comprehension without like actual tactile awareness across the board. But fundamentally am an experiential learner. So more things to transplant! Down in one long drive and then takes me the whole way down. This is a house plant. It's gonna go inside somewhere. Maybe your room. You need a plant in your room. This is a butterfly bush. It's gonna go over here. Okay, let's see here, baby. My sugar sweet. That's how they know my name. Won't you come around my kitchen, baby? Wow, look at these roots. Ooh, they look like chubby little fingers. Won't you come around my kitchen, baby? Ain't nothing gonna be the same. I'll clean it off a little bit. And you know this heaven, I got your best interest in mind. Okay, kids, we need another you. Yeah, we need you. And this is a butterfly bush. That is all I know about that. That the sticker says butterfly bush. But I'm assuming that means it's a bush that butterflies will like. Because science. I don't know if you can tell from your vantage point, but I've discovered that the forest has its own composting system that is already employed very efficiently. So I've been harvesting dirt from there. Actually, technically from the bottom of the driveway where it all sort of just like runs down like a sieve and then piles there. This is not a good example. It's very sticky. But there's some really nice, beautiful, loamy, black deliciousness in there, and that is overpotting the plant stuff. You gotta go. You gotta go, bro. Oh, I just need tools. Tiny dog. Yes. Maybe more like yes. Oh. Rusty snips. Rusty snips. Not an effective surgical implement. Who knows? Time is nebulous. Out here in the forest. No humans to talk to. And the power goes out every time there's a thunderstorm. Did you know that? Oh, probably not. The power goes out every time there's a thunderstorm, so not only is time nebulous in the woods with no humans to talk to, but also the clocks don't always keep up. Who else wants a new pot? Maybe we're done for now. Ooh, no, you need a new pot, don't you, sweetheart? Let's give you this one. Baby, ooh, just give me time. Ain't no Mr. Hasty. I got you. Best interest in mind. I am making a huge mess right now. Luckily, the camera angle is such that you cannot see it. Oh, here, let's think about camera angles. Let's just, there, now you can. And also you cannot see the huge mess I'm making on the patio. That's the great thing about camera angles. Honestly, because I'm also extremely efficient at making messes. So I had to figure out how to be able to also clean them up efficiently before my single point focus shifts to something else, and then there's just like a tornado of messes behind me that show where I've been and what I've been doing. I do feel very relaxed. I really love it here. I hope you're having a very good time and that you're being very safe. And it's really nice here when it rains. There's some pretty flowers popping up. I'm planting some pretty flowers, but there's some pretty flowers that are already here and they're popping up over there. Oh. Okay, Tiny Dog says it's time to go in before we get eaten by bobcats.
Different wildlife every day here.
I know, it's so cool. I don't want to interrupt her zone too much if this is where she's having her babies. Do toads have their babies places like this?